Hello! We've got Christmas Cat. Look, she was just in the clip. Here she is. How's everyone doing? Cat wants to run away. There we go. Right. Advent of Cyber Day 5. Let's go! Let's go! Right. What we got? It's the special day. Elf. He knows when you're awake. Brute forcing. Start the box. Ready? Elf McSkidy has asked Elf Recon McRed to search for any backdoor that the Bandit Yeti APT might have installed. If any such backdoor is found, we would learn that the bad guys might be using it to access systems on Santa's network. Learn about common remote access services. Recognize a listening VNC port in a port scan. Use a tool to find the VNC server's password. Connect to the VNC server using a VNC client. I do have something on my face. That's a good point. I don't have my text-to-speech to sort out. TTS.
Connected to channel sec.
Here we go, you got it. Right, so we're going to look at remote access services. You can easily control your computer system using the attached keyboard and mouse when you're at your computer. How we can manage a computer system that's physically in a different place. The computer
of Cat says.
Similar to what anti-terrorist intervention squads, but they go for black and you went with white.
Right, so the computer might be in a separate room, building or country. The need for remote administration of computer systems is what led to the development of various software packages and protocols. We mentioned 3 examples: SSH, RDP and VNC. SSH stands for the Secure Shell. It's initially used in Unix-like systems for remote login. It provides the user with a command line interface that can be used to execute commands. RDP stands for the Remote Desktop Protocol. It's also known as the Remote Desktop Connection, RDC, or similarly, the Remote Desktop, RD. It provides a graphical user interface to access the Microsoft Windows system. When using remote desktop, the user can see their desktop and use the keyboard and mouse as if sitting at the computer. VNC stands for the Virtual Computer. I can't get my words out today. Virtual Network Computing. It provides access to the graphical interface, which allows the user to view the desktop and optionally control the mouse and keyboard. VNC is available for any system with a graphical user interface, including Microsoft Windows, Linux, and even Mac OS, Android, and Raspberry Pi. Based on our systems and needs, we can select one of these tools to control a remote computer. However, for security purposes, we need to think about how we can prove our identity to the remote server. This one's really loud. Let's turn it on. How are we doing for audio? That's alright. So, authentication refers to the process where a system validates your identity. The process starts with the user claiming a specific unique identity, such as claiming to be the owner of a particular username. Furthermore, the user needs to prove their identity. This process is usually achieved by one or more of the following: providing something that you know, in general, something that you can memorize, such as a password or a PIN. Something that you have refers to you on your own, hardware or software, such as a security token, a mobile phone, or a key file. The security token is a physical device that displays a number that changes periodically. Something you are refers to biometric authentication, such as when using a fingerprint reader or a retina scan. Back to the remote access services, we usually use passwords or private key files for authentication. Using a password is a default method for authentication and requires the least amount of steps to set up. Unfortunately, passwords are prone to a myriad of attacks. So attacking passwords. One of my things skips up shitloads there. Okay. Passwords are the most commonly used authentication method. However, they are exposed to a variety of attacks. Some attacks don't require any technical skills, such as shoulder surfing or password guessing. Other attacks require the use of automated tools. The following are some of the ways used against a password. Shoulder surfing, where you look over the victim's shoulder, might reveal the pattern they use to unlock their phone, or the PIN number to use an ATM. This attack requires the least knowledge. Password guessing. Through proper cybersecurity awareness, some users might be inclined to use personal details such as a birth date, daughter's name, as these are easy to remember. Guessing the password of such users requires some knowledge of the target's personal details, such as the birth date, and which might end up as their ATM code. See Kanye West. Like when he visited the president and just pressed 1111, or no, it was like all zeros, wasn't it? Just 0000 on his PIN number. Then let's focus. Yeah, 000.
Oh, yes.
So if we focus on, I know we've skipped something. So dictionary attacks. This is the approach that expands to password guessing and attempts to include all valid dictionary words or a word list. And then brute force. This attack is the most exhaustive and time-consuming. An attacker will try every single possible character combination. So if we focus on dictionary attacks, over time hackers have compiled one list after another of passwords leaked from a data breach. For example, one is RockU, which was a list of breached passwords. And those passwords were in plain text, not hashed or anything like that. So they were the legit users' passwords. Which you can then find on your attack box in the rocku.txt word list. The choice of word list will depend on your knowledge of the target. For instance, a French user might use a French word list instead of an English one. Consequently, a French word list might be more promising. RockU's word list contains more than 14 million unique passwords. Even if we want to try the top 5%, that's still more than 500,000, and we'll need to find an automated way. So, hacking as an authentication service. Hacking an authentication service. To start the attack box and the attached virtual machine, click on the Start Attack Box button and click on the Start Machine button. Please give it a couple minutes so that you can follow along. On the attack box, we'll open a terminal and use Nmap to scan the target machine IP address. The terminal window below shows that we have two listening services, SSH and VNC. Let's see if we can discover the passwords used for these services. So let's do this at the same time.
FYI, John Hammond did say that the THM Advent of Cyber challenges are being released daily at random times. Saw the walkthrough.
Ah, that makes more sense. Yeah, I swear last year was a lot better. They all seem to come out on the day. I don't like waiting until like mid-afternoon for it to come out. It's like kind of counterproductive. Because we only get like 7 hours in the day then to complete the challenges, rather than like bang on midnight, or like 8 AM would probably be more reasonable time.
Drama queen.
I know. I demand so much. Right, so we can do nmap ss10.10 201161.
I stay until past midnight almost daily.
I'm awake that sort of time, but still, if I want to get something like this done, I want to do it when I want to do it, and if it's a daily challenge, it makes sense to be available during the day. Right, so we run our Nmap scan, we've got our two services, and then we want an automated way to try the common passwords or the entries from a word list. So this is where something called THC Hydra comes in. Hydra supports many protocols including SSH, VNC, FTP, POP3, IMAP, SMTP, and all methods related to HTTP. You can learn more about THC Hydra by joining the Hydra room. The general command line syntax is the following. I think Hydra's a freebie as well. So. Let's have a ganders. So down the bottom, this is a free room. There we go. So yeah, you can do Hydra for free. Ho ho
Pumpkin
ho!
spiced, Lottie says. Ho ho ho.
How you doing, Lottie? So, to do Hydra, we just type Hydra L. Guess we're doing username P. We're going to get given any examples. We're going to just. No, okay, so it's just demoing it. So you.
Herder of cat says.
Hey, Lottie kids.
So we type Hydra Elf, put the username, then P, and we put the word list. So we do. Let's put rockutxt in. So user share word list. I got Rocky in there, yeah. Cool.
Pumpkin spiced, Lottie says. Hey, it just Aggie 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Waving hand.
10.10 201 161 SSH. I'm assuming we're going to SSH. So that's the syntax. So you can put the L should precede username, which is the login name of the target. But you omit this option if it doesn't use username, and then a capital P precedes the word list.txt file, contains the list of passwords you want to try. Server is the host name or the IP.
Cat says.
I was surprised to see you allow MSec to be alive after getting your hash.
It was a delicious hash. So then we do service, which indicates what type of service you're going to run, and it's just literally SSH. Or instead of that, you would put RDP, VNC, HTTP, POP3, or any protocol supported. Here are some extra optional arguments you can add. So TAC-V and TAC-VV.
Pumpkin spiced, Lottie says. That was pretty bad, TBF.
This makes Hydra show username and password combinations that are being tried. This verbosity is very convenient to see the progress. So let's try that as well. Especially if you need to be more confident in your command line syntax. And then TAC-D is for debugging, provides detailed information about what's happening. Debugging the output can save you frustration, for instance if Hydra tries to connect to a closed port and timing out. So in the terminal below, we'll use Hydra to find the password for a username Alexander that allows access to SSH. You can repeat this experiment by using the same command. So this is the one we're actually going to do. So let's do, instead of username, Alexander, and the word we are using RockU, and SSH needs to have protocol added, so SSH, there we go, and they haven't supplied, oh, maybe I don't need that, maybe it'll do it on its own. Let's try that. So just SSHVV, and that should kick off. So there we go, so it's now trying a couple passwords. Password of the username Alexander was found to be Secura, which I should get in a minute, the 114th in the RockU TXT password list. In Try Hack Me task, we expect any attack to finish within less than 5 minutes. However, the attack would usually take longer in real-life scenarios. Options for verbosity or debugging can be helpful if you want Hydra to update you about its progress. It's still, what's it, stuck on 86? Oh, one more. There we go. So it found it. That's what it looks like if it finds the right one. Tells you in blue text which is the correct.
Herder of cat says.
At Lottie kids, so basically he did you a favor. Would you say he has low standards when it comes to food?
No, I have high standards. I just like hash browns. Would anyone like to see the pass the hash that we're on about? This savage password hash attack. Right, so with that done, we move into connecting to a VNC server. Many clients can be used to connect to a VNC server. If you're connecting from the attack box, we recommend using Ramina. To start Ramina from the application menu in the upper right, click on the internet group to find Ramina. If you get the dialog box to unlock your login keyring, click cancel. We need to select the VNC protocol and type the IP address of the target system, as shown in the figure below. So we use Hydra to find the password of the target with the IP address 10.10.201.161. What is the password? So if it's anonymous, I'm guessing we should just be able to do... So we omit a login name, put RockU in, change that to VNC, and we'll try that. Warning banner. Let's double check the hint. Yeah, VNC server does not use a username, so we're correct. Not sure how long this is going to take, but it shouldn't take too long.
At McSkidy, you can't make such a contradictory statement. I have high standards when it comes to food, but I like hash browns unless you believe McDonald's is a high-end restaurant. Then I won't even try to add anything to this and close the subject completely, as I know a hopeless case when I see one. Smiley face.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm quite a fussy eater, but yeah, hash browns are my weakness.
Pumpkin Spiced Lottie says, haha, he did really. Let's just say he doesn't eat as clean as I do.
Yeah, I eat terribly. Yeah, I really can't back up that statement considering I had Domino's pizza earlier. It's just fast food and junk. What's my step count for the day? Probably shocking. A 1,000 steps. I've done nothing all day. But the password has been found, so...
Herder of Cat says,
Step count doesn't matter after you eat a pizza. Just saying.
Yeah, just belly count. Right, so we got our password. Let's copy that. If you recognise...
Unless you do 30k plus steps.
Right, so password is literally, if you look at the keyboard, so 1Q, so they're right next to each other, then they go 1Q, 2W, 3E, like they just follow the first 4 buttons on the keyboard for the top 2 rows. So submit. And using the VNC client on an attack box, connect to the target and see what flag is written on the target screen. So we need a VNC. I don't know if I've got Ramina. I should probably download it if not. Yeah, I don't. So let's just sudo apt-get. Don't want to do an upgrade. Ramina. Let's double check. Let's get Ramina.
Christy says, D.
D?
Herder of Cat says,
At Lottykins, do you still think that there's hope for him to follow in your footsteps when it comes to food? Hey, at Christy Smile.
I'll go on with it. Accept the risk.
Christy says, Hi.
Right,
Translated
Ubuntu
from German.
apt-get. Apparently I've got to install a PPA.
Who is this and what you did to Mike?
Right, so this is why you check these things. So what is... We had this repo. Okay, that didn't work, sick. Maybe it doesn't work. Kali... Maybe it's built into Kali, let's double check. Who is this? This is Santa. Mike's gone. The stream has been taken over.
Pumpkin Spiced Lottie says, at just 81 2 3 4 5 6 7 no, he likes what he likes. Herder of Cat says,
MSec, what seems to be the problem?
I need a VNC client, so we'll just download Ramina. I don't think I've got Ramina on here.
Christy says, isn't Ramina already installed? Herder of Cat says,
MSec, I have it on Kali, but it's not default.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to install it. So just need to know the apt update, which we've just done, then we want to install. So that's all I want to know. Base, there we go. There we go. So now we can run that to get apt to install Ramina. If you use the attack box, this is already installed, so... Itchy Beard. Do you remember the... I've got a clip. I've got a clip a couple of years ago of me doing the walkthroughs for the 2001 advent of Cyber 3, and I'm like breathing in the fluff from the beard. I'm just there like... just dying.
Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Translated from Tagalog. Herder of Cat says,
If you start the attack box, it's shorter.
Right, finally got Ramina, so here we go. Go away news. Right, VNC. Attack box is 10.
Is it the same beard you have now?
201. It is, yeah. And then this should give us a prompt for password, which was 1Q2W3E4R. Ta-da! Oh, we got some Bitcoin backgrounds.
Did you wash it since advent of Cyber 3?
No, just made it more dirty. THM, I see your screen. There we go. So let's copy that.
Outstanding.
I see your screen. Cool. So that's that. If you liked the topics presented in the task, check out the rooms Protocols and Server 2, Hydra, Password Attacks, and John the Ripper. The Hydra John the Ripper one's really good. Don't think I've done Password Attacks. I might have done. They get you to do like a load more of those Hydra attempts, basically show you all the different bits. Yeah, look, I need to do that one.
I suggest going over the walkthrough as well. I've learned new things.
For which? Okay, I've done that one already. Definitely done Hydra, definitely done John. Hydra I've got a video on. I don't think I did one for John, I think I did that off stream.
For all advent of cyber days.
Oh yeah, gonna do that.
Christy says, man is freezing.
Put the heating on. So I wonder... Oh, we can interact with this host, so... It'd be interesting to see like what the APT had done. Maybe we'll find that out next, so like in tomorrow's challenge. We're gonna do some Bitcoin thefts or something, that'd be quite smart.
My hands are ice cubes on this KB.
Alright, let's finish the room. So that's today's task. Terminate the box, save them some money. I will actually, let's put a marker in, let's keep going and do some more, because why not?